I'm just a lonesome traveler, the great historical bum. Highly educated, from history I have come. I built the Rock of Ages, 'twas in the year of one. That was about the biggest thing that man had ever done. I worked in the Garden of Eden, it was the year of two. Joined the Apple Pickers Union, I always paid my due. I'm the man that signed the contract to raise the rising sun. That was about the biggest thing that man had ever done. I was straw boss on the pyramids and the Tower of Babel too. Opened up the ocean, let the migrant children through. I fought 1,000,000 battles and I never lost a one. That was about the biggest thing that man had ever done. I beat the daring Roman, I beat the daring Turk. Defeated Nero's army with 30 minutes work. I fought the greatest leaders and licked them every one. That was about the biggest thing that man had ever done. I was in the Revolution when we set the country free. It was me and a couple of Indians that dumped the Boston Tea. We won the battle at Valley Forge and battle of Bully Run. That was about the biggest thing that man had ever done. There's a man across the ocean and I guess you know him well. His name is Adolf Hitler and damn his soul to hell. We'll kick him in the panzers and put him on the run. That'll be the biggest thing that man has ever done. There's mines and mills and factories that run for Uncle Sam, producing for the soldier boys that fight for this great land. Our job it is a tough one, it'll take us every one. But this'll be the biggest thing that man has ever done. There's warehouse guys and teamsters and guys that skin the cats. Guys that run the steel mills, the furnace and the blast. We'll stop the axis, rattlesnakes and thieves of old Nippon. That'll be the biggest thing that man has ever done. Well, I better quit my talking 'cause I told you all I know. Please remember, partner, wherever you may go, the world is digging Hitler's grave, and when the job is done, that'll be the biggest thing that man has ever done. Yes, that'll be the biggest thing that man has ever done. Jesus Christ was a man that traveled through the land, hard-working man and brave. He said to the rich, give your goods to the poor, so they laid Jesus Christ in his grave. Yes, Jesus was a man, a carpenter by hand, his followers true and brave. One dirty coward called Judas Iscariot has laid poor Jesus in his grave. He went to the preacher, he went to the sheriff, told them all the same, sell all of your jewelry and give it to the poor, so they laid Jesus Christ in his grave. When Jesus come to town, the working folks around believed what he did say. The bankers and the preachers, they nailed him on a cross, and they laid Jesus Christ in his grave. Now the working people followed him around, sang and shouted gay. But the cops and soldiers nailed him in the air, and they laid Jesus Christ in his grave. Well, the people held their breath when they heard about his death. Everybody wondered why. It was the landlord and the soldiers that he hired to nail Jesus Christ in the sky. This song was made in New York City of rich mans and preachers and slaves. If Jesus was to preach like he preached in Galilee, they would lay Jesus Christ in his grave. Yes, Jesus was a man and a carpenter by hand, his followers true and brave. One dirty coward called Judas Iscariot has laid poor Jesus in his grave. Mr. Charlie Lindbergh, he flew to old Berlin, got him a big iron cross, and he flew right back again to Washington, Washington. Mrs. Charlie Lindbergh, she come dressed in red, said I'd like to sleep in that pretty White House bed in Washington, Washington. Lindy said to Annie, we'll get there by and by, but we'll have to split the bed up with Wheeler, Clark, and I in Washington, Washington. Hitler wrote to Lindy, said, do your very worst. Lindy started an outfit that he called America First in Washington, Washington. All around the country, Lindbergh, he did fly. Gasoline was paid for by Hoover, Clark, and I in Washington, Washington. Lindy said to Hoover, we'll do the same as France, make a deal with Hitler, and then we'll get our chance in Washington, Washington. Then they had a meeting, and all the firsters come on a walk, and they come on a run in Washington, Washington. Yonder comes Father Coughlin wearing a silver chain, Cass on his stomach and Hitler on the brain in Washington, Washington. Mr. John L. Lewis was sitting straddle a fence, his daughter signed with Lindbergh, and we ain't seen her since in Washington, Washington. Hitler said to Lindy, stall them all you can. Going to bomb Pearl Harbor with the help of old Japan in Washington, Washington. Then on a December morning, the bums come from Japan. Wake Island and Pearl Harbor killed 1,500 men in Washington, Washington. Now Lindy tried to join the army, but they wouldn't let him in. Afraid it'd sell to Hitler a few more million men in Washington, Washington. So I'm gonna tell you people, if Hitler's gonna be beat, common working people has got to take the seat in Washington, Washington. And I'm gonna tell you workers, before you cash in your checks, they say America first, but they mean America next in Washington, Washington.